Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. It's been a very, very long week. And today I'll be talking to you guys about what I think motivated Kyle Rittenhouse to pick up an assault rifle and go to Kenosha, Wisconsin to go commit murder. We know that Kyle Rittenhouse left Illinois and traveled to Kenosha, Wisconsin with an assault rifle. Kyle Rittenhouse claimed he went there to protect the businesses. First, we know he doesn't live in Wisconsin, and he only went to Wisconsin because he wanted to disrupt the Black Lives Matter protest. We know that Kyle is 17. He was not hired by any businesses in Kenosha, Wisconsin. He joined a group of gangsters to terrorize the Black Lives Matter protesters. Someone who carries an assault rifle across state lines is up to no good. He probably knew he was going to kill someone, because it appears after he shot the first person, he called his friend and said, "I just killed someone." Did he call his friend to brag and say, "Hey, I just killed somebody"? Who knows? The question now is, why would a 17-year-old pick up an assault rifle, travel across state lines to go disrupt a protest? It starts from childhood. I'm sure this gangster was raised with hate in his heart. If you look at the father-son duo who pursued Ahmaud Arbery and shot Ahmaud Arbery while he jogged in Brunswick, Georgia, you will see that the father raised his son with hate in his heart. The father and the son grabbed a gun to pursue Ahmaud Arbery as he jogged in Brunswick, Georgia. What decent father picks up a gun and tells his son to also pick up a gun to go pursue a jogger whose only crime was jogging while black? The answer is simple. It is a father who has raised his son with hate in his blood, to hate minorities. Kyle Rittenhouse, like the shooter in Brunswick, Georgia, who picked up the gun to pursue a black person while he was jogging, Kyle picked up an assault rifle with the intent of pursuing Black Lives Matter protesters and disrupting the protest, all under the pretext of protecting the businesses at Kenosha, Wisconsin. You can tell, just like the son in the Brunswick, Georgia case, Kyle Rittenhouse was raised with hate. Kyle Rittenhouse was front and center at the Trump rally. You know we have a president who inspires people like Kyle Rittenhouse. This kid is only 17 years old. He's not even allowed to carry a weapon under Wisconsin law. But he has shown his support for Trump in his social media postings. And we know that Donald Trump, by his words and actions, inspires gangsters like Kyle Rittenhouse. This kid has watched white nationalists protest in Charlottesville, Virginia, and how Donald Trump called them good people. He has watched the McCloskeys pull out a pistol and an assault rifle on protesters in St. Louis, and watched how the McCloskeys were invited to speak at the Republican National Convention. This kid watched heavily armed white protesters storm a Michigan government building, terrorize government employees with impunity. People like Kyle Rittenhouse call themselves vigilantes or patriots. He's not a patriot. He's a gangster. You can tell by the poise at which he shot two people and just kept walking. After he shot two people, He walked towards the police and he was identified to the police as the person who just shot 2 people. He raised his hand and surrendered to the police, but they drove past him. To me, this is Kenosha Police Department's way of saying, we support you, Kyle. We support what you're doing. It's the same police department that previously watched him, thanked him, and gave him some water to drink. And the Kenosha Police Department has not provided a credible and plausible explanation as to why they drove past this kid who had just shot 2 people and was identified as the person who shot them, and he raised his hand to surrender. Even if Kyle Rittenhouse claimed self-defense, the Kenosha Police Department still had a duty and an obligation to detain him and conduct an investigation. But no, they let Kyle Rittenhouse drive home. He spent the night in his bed while his victims were at a morgue. Kyle Rittenhouse is still a teenager. Even YouTube does not allow someone his age to watch the video of him as he shot his victims. He's not legally an adult yet, but he's old enough to know that he lives in a country where his white skin gives him privileges. And when he raised his hand to surrender to the Kenosha Police Department, he did not know at that time that his white skin even gave him additional privileges to shoot people, not get arrested, even after he was identified as the shooter and after he raised his hand. But he soon found out that his white skin gave him another privilege to shoot Black Lives Matter protesters, to surrender, but not get arrested. Kyle Rittenhouse knows he lives in the United States, a country where he saw Judge Zimmerman get acquitted for killing an unarmed Trayvon Martin after Judge Zimmerman pursued Trayvon Martin. Sadly, several conservatives have already started to raise money for Kyle's legal defense. He's getting support from a lot of conservative right-wing groups. Now, this is the question. Why did Kyle Rittenhouse pick up an assault rifle and travel from Illinois to Wisconsin? He did so because he has learned from his parents from this country that he can get away with doing such. And sadly, somewhere in America, there's another young Kyle Rittenhouse watching and saying, I want to be like Kyle. I will appreciate it if you subscribe and hit the bell. Also, please like and share this video and let me know what you think in the comments. Why did you think he's the person who he is? This is something like they say, nature versus nurture. Was he raised by his parents like this? Did he learn from just watching the society? Why do you think you have somebody like a Kyle Rittenhouse? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear what you guys think. And as always, remember, say no to extreme foolishness. Aiken's Doherty here, Mr. Make and Pay. On to the next.